So the second episode of Hello Girl once again showed me why I was writing my previous video saying that this is going to be the best anime original of the season. I literally cannot recommend watching this show enough. The characters are all fun, the animation is beautiful, and the plot is great so far. From the beautiful music to the incorporation of medical knowledge throughout the episode, Hello Girl has proved yet again why it's a show that you shouldn't judge by its cover. In this episode, we see Kana struggling with key changes, and she is also being thrown off by the accompaniment. We are also introduced to two new characters, Sonia Yanagi and Shinobu Honosaka. This episode was primarily through Kana's perspective, whereas in my opinion, the last episode was pretty even in showing everyone off. And through Kana's perspective this episode, we see that she's surrounded by nothing but immense talent and prodigies, which for a lot of people pursuing any sort of dream would be a real deterrent. But instead of letting it get to her, Kana asked every single person for help this episode, and I thought that was a really nice touch by the studio. While Kana can occasionally get a big head while being praised, deep down she knows her own limitations, but she isn't afraid to put herself out there and ask for help in order to break past those limitations. And I believe that is a really admirable character trait that you don't really see too often in real life or in fiction. Speaking of character traits that are displayed in this episode, one of the new characters that was introduced, Shinobu, has a problem with public speaking and confidence in general. The director went out of their way to make this as obvious as possible by putting Shinobu behind Yanagi in pretty much every scene in this episode. This character flaw is preventing her not from pursuing her dream, but definitely from achieving it, which again is a very nice touch. It's very cool to see that she also knows her own limitations and is making an active attempt to break past them. She wants to be a conductor, and because of this, Yanagi has been helping her by making her speak for the both of them. Yanagi, on the other hand, has a really big mouth and is incredibly arrogant. She is quickly humbled later in the episode, and hopefully we see that in the next episode. She and Shinobu also make a good team, and I don't think that would be possible without mutual respect that they have for one another. Yes, Yanagi barks orders constantly, but that's only because Shinobu lets her. I have no doubt that if Shinobu asked her to stop, then she would. But at the same time, Yanagi has a pretty big heart, and we see that through her and Shinobu's relationship, as well as her reaction to the patient later in the episode. Speaking of, towards the end of the episode is where it starts to pick up. Yanagi notices a pregnant woman in pain and quickly rushes to her aid. While she does get there first, it is Kana who deduces that the woman could possibly be going through Braxton Hicks contractions. This worries Kana because it could lead to a premature birth and the child could die. After this, Yanagi has Shinobu call an ambulance, but because of a fire, it's going to take them a while to arrive. And this is where Yanagi takes charge again and tells Kana that they will sing in order to ease some of the pain that the patient is experiencing. As they start failing, they are saved by none other than Mistress Karasuma. This comforts and gives hope to Kana while simultaneously making Yanagi frustrated at her own weakness. This episode also featured Reimi and Hibiki, but they definitely took more of a back seat. But it was also definitely cool to see that even though this was the case, they still got a lot of screen time this episode. The episode ends with all the girls getting their tickets to go take their provisional license exams, and all I can say is that I can't wait to see what all that entails. While they did discuss it earlier in the episode, seeing it will be even better. All in all, this was yet another good episode from Hello Girl, and the series continues to impress me, but that's all I have for this one. And quickly before I end the video, I want to say that the amount of feedback and positive energy on the last Hello Girl video was so amazing, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched the video in its entirety, liked the video, and went out of their way to even comment as well. That was easily the first time I actually felt like a content creator, and I just wanted to say that I greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. I'd like to show me, and for sure keep those comments coming too. Have a good rest of your day. This has been Keith. Peace.